Welcome to Golden Tales and Trails. I'm SJ and I'm here along with my golden girls, Skye and Daisy, to help you lose weight, get fit and stay motivated through running and canicross. Whether you're completely new, getting back into fitness or looking for inspiration, this podcast is your dose of support, simple advice and fun on the trails. So grab your dog, lace up those trainers and let's get moving together. Hey friend, welcome to Golden Tales and Trails. I'm your host SJ and I am accompanied by my two golden girls, Skye and Daisy today. In this episode, we're going to be talking about what canicross is. We are going to be getting to know each other and I'm going to leave you with some steps of how you can get started in this sport. So let's get to know each other. I'm SJ, I'm a personal trainer and a canicross coach. I live in a part of the UK called Shropshire and I have been doing canicross now for about 10 years. I first started running with my rescue dog Rosie. We would do park runs together. We would be running pretty much every single day. She is a Springer Collie Cross and she needed the exercise. And I found that canicross really was a really good outlet for her. Rosie is now 12 years old and is enjoying a very well-earned retirement on the sofa. I now run with my 2-year-old working yellow lab called Skye, who loves canicross. She just absolutely took to it like a pro, and we are having so much fun running the trails together. Now, the third blonde member of the team is the youngest, my golden retriever Daisy. She is a 7-month-old puppy. And whilst she isn't old enough to canicross yet, we are starting to train her in the commands so that she is going to be ready to join in when she is old enough and when she is fully developed. So that is the team, the three of us, the golden girls. And I think the next step really is for me to give you a bit of an overview of what canicross is and how you can get started. So let's start with canicross. And the simplest definition of canicross really is running off-road with your dog safely attached to you with the proper kit. And this is something that I really cannot stress how important it is to be running with the proper kit. And I'm going to be talking about that and give you a bit more information about the kit in a few minutes. But where did the idea of canicross come from? Well, it came originally from the sled dogs and now it has turned into a modern sport that is growing in popularity. And it's for anyone. It's for any dog, for any fitness level and any age of human. In my opinion, one of the best things about canicross is how inclusive it is. It is for anybody, any dog, any human. Your size, your fitness really doesn't matter. What matters is you going out and having a really great time with your dog and bonding together. There are so many benefits to canicross, but I often refer to as the golden trio. So these are the three really core benefits that I think you can get from canicross. So first of all, really is about bonding with your dog. It's teamwork, it's communication, it's building trust. If you're like me, your dog really is a very important member of your family. And canicross really gives you the ability to really bond together, to work as a team, to build that communication and that trust. Number 2 of my core benefits in my golden trio is fitness. Now, you are probably here because you are interested in running. Maybe you are interested in improving your fitness. Maybe you are on a weight loss journey. And I really believe that canicross is a really fantastic sport to improve your fitness because it's low cost and it's a really accessible way to get outside and get moving. It's time saving because if you are a dog owner, you are going to have to walk your dog. And doing canicross means that you are doing 2 things at once. You are working on your fitness and also you're walking your dog at the same time. So it's actually saving you time and some money because you're not having to pay for a gym membership. The third core benefit in my golden trio, as I refer to them, is behavioral well-being. So this is referring to your dog, but also you. So Canicross really can help your dog in their overall well-being. So you will often find that your dog will be calmer, they'll have better focus. This sport not only works the body, but also the dog's brain, because we train commands in Canicross. So it's a really great sport for dogs who are sometimes nervous, reactive, because we're giving them a job to do. And dogs really, really enjoy having a job and a purpose. Let me share a couple of stories around why I think this is such an important benefit. So my dog Rosie, she was at a rehoming centre. I got Rosie when she was 6 months old. She is a Springer cross with a collie, I think. And obviously that is a dog that needs a lot of mental and physical exercise. And her previous owners found her too much, so they wanted to rehome her. And I really found with Rosie that the running really gave her a job. And she really quickly settled into running. She really enjoyed it. And I found that she was a lot calmer at home. And Rosie eventually actually accompanied me on a daily basis into schools, and as part of my job when I was working for an animal charity was to teach children how to look after dogs. And Rosie would come into school with me, and the children would get to know her and they'd learn about dogs through Rosie. And it's such a wonderful story, because I really believe that Canicross played a really important role in Rosie having a job to do, in settling her down so that she was more focused, she was more trainable. And I went from having a very reactive stress dog to a much happier, calmer dog who was really enjoying life because she had a job and a purpose. Now, my wonderful dog Skye, when she was 6 months old, she was actually bitten by a small dog. And since then, she has been quite reactive towards particularly smaller dogs. And we've done a lot of training to try and help her overcome this. But what I found is when she is doing Canicross with me and she's in the harness and she's concentrating on her job, she is not interested in other dogs. And I have trained her using the commands in Canicross to keep going, to run past another dog. And that really has helped her to manage her anxiety, if you like, when it comes to other dogs. Now, this isn't just a story for me. There are many, many examples of Canicross really working for rescue reactive dogs. And it's also a safe environment. I have dogs in my groups often who are nervous around other dogs, but it's a safe environment for them because the dogs are always on their leads and we are able to give the dogs the space that they need. But it also encourages them to think about the job that they're doing. And so from a behavioural perspective, Canicross really does work for both the dog's fitness and also their behaviour as well. So that's my golden trio, I think, are the main benefits, the three core benefits of Canicross. So the bonding with your dog, the fitness, and then the behaviour and well-being of your dog as well. Now, when it comes to Canicross, there are often some myths, and I thought I would take a moment to bust some of these myths. So I often find that people will say 4 key things to me when they think that they can't take part in Canicross. So they might say to me, my dog is too old, maybe my dog is too slow, my dog is too fast. And we can bust that myth completely. Canicross really is a sport for all dogs of all abilities. Now, there is advice when it comes to the age of your dog, when to start. We don't want to be running with the dogs in a harness when they are too young. So I advise at least a year for dogs before dogs are running, but that doesn't mean that you can't start training the commands. So my puppy Daisy, she's 7 months old, but we are teaching her to walk in a Canicross harness and we're starting to teach her some of the commands so that when she is old enough and she is fully grown, she is able to know those commands and the training is already in place. That little woof that you might have heard in the background was her. It was like she knew I was saying her name. Okay, let's bust another myth. And this one I hear all the time from people. I'm not a runner. I'm not a runner either. Okay, I'm 5'3". My body doesn't mind running. I'm not bad at running, but I'm not ever going to be like the fastest runner. I'm just not built like that. This isn't about your ability as a runner. It is about you and your dog getting out and about together, improving your fitness together. And you don't have to run. You can walk. And we refer to that as canny trekking. So if perhaps maybe you feel that you don't want to run, or maybe you feel that your dog is too old to be running, and maybe you are starting from ground zero when it comes to your fitness, and you want to just walk, then you absolutely can. So you do not have to be a runner. Myth number 3, you need expensive kit. Now, yes, you do need some kit, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail, but it doesn't have to be expensive. I work alongside an affiliate company called Dog Fit, and they have created some really affordable, really high quality kit that is a really good starting point for beginners, to introduce you to the sport, to make sure that you and your dog are wearing the correct kit without it costing you an absolute fortune. Dog Fit ship internationally, and if you are interested in getting yourself some kit, go to the show notes. There is a discount code in the show notes for you. There are also lots of Facebook groups where you can buy second-hand kit. But the most important thing, and I am going to talk about this in a bit more detail in a minute, is about making sure that the kit fits correctly. Making sure that your dog is wearing a properly fitted harness is one of the most important things that you need to do when it comes to getting started in Canicross. Now, I offer one-on-one taster sessions, both in person and online. And this is one of the things that we cover in the taster sessions, is talking about how to fit a harness and choosing the right harness for you and your dog. And if you are thinking that this is something that you want to give a try, but perhaps you're not local to me, you can book an online Canicross Taster Session with me, and I'll help you to choose the right kit and get you and your dog ready for your first run, and the link's in the show notes for that. And let's bust myth number 4, that only certain breeds of dog can do Canicross. Now, of course, there are some breeds who are better suited for Canicross. And if you ever watch the top professional Canicross runners with their dogs, you will notice that their dogs all look very similar. And they are likely to be a breed of dog called a Greyster. These dogs are specifically bred for Canicross, but any breed of dog can actually take part in Canicross. I have seen Dachshunds to Huskies to Spaniels to Labradors. Every single type of dog is welcome when it comes to Canicross. So if you've listened this far, you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds really good. What do I need to do to get started? So you're going to need 3, probably 4 pieces of kit. So number 1, you are going to need a Canicross harness. And I really cannot emphasize how important it is that that harness fits your dog properly. And again, if you're thinking that you want to try it, but you've got no idea where to start, you can book an online Canicross Taster Session with me, and I will help you to choose the right kit so that you and your dog are ready for your first run together. The link to that is in the show notes. So you want to make sure that your dog has a correctly fitting harness. The second thing you need is something called a bungee line, which is a stretchy bungee lead that clips onto your dog's harness. And then you will need something called a running belt. And this running belt looks a bit like a climbing harness. And the idea behind the running belt is that you are able to run hands-free with your dog, and it's a safe way for your dog to pull you without injuring you. Now, the running belt actually sits around your legs, so there's often straps around your legs and then also around your waist. This isn't one of those leads that does up around your waist. This is a properly fitted running belt with a loop on the front for your bungee line to attach to your dog. It's a really fantastic piece of kit. It does feel a bit strange to put one on at first, but if your belt fits you correctly, you very quickly forget that this is there. Dog Fit do a really affordable, lightweight running belt. And again, the link to that and my discount code for you is in the show notes. The running belt is a non-negotiable, and for me as a Canicross coach, my teams, the human and the dog, need to have all three pieces of these kit to be able to join the beginner's course, and then they can then move on to the social runs with me. Now, the fourth thing that you might want to consider are trail shoes. These are optional, but definitely helpful, particularly if you do have a dog that is quite a strong puller and you're running through like mud and maybe it's a bit slippery. Having a trail shoe really is a good option. On my Facebook group, I've put a picture of some of the trail shoes that I use, but I'm going to do a whole separate podcast episode about shoes later on. And of course, you can go down the route of buying leggings and running tops and all sorts of things like that. But again, those things are optional and not essential. Are you excited? I remember when I first learnt about this sport, how excited I actually felt to have a go at it. And if you are feeling that this is something that you would love to try, but you're still a little bit unsure of where to start, you can book an online Canicross Taster Session with me. I'm going to help you to choose the right kit and get you and your dog ready for your first run. The link is in the show notes for that. I hope you're excited to get started on this fantastic journey of Canicross with your dog. I would love to connect with you. Come and find me over on Instagram or TikTok. The links are in the show notes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a DM. You can come and say hi. Come and get to know Daisy and Skye and all of their wonderful little quirks. And I've also linked my Facebook page so you can see some of the in-person work that I do and some of the wonderful ladies and their dogs that come and run with me. I hope I've inspired you to go and lace up those trainers and hit the trails with your best friend. Thanks for joining me and of course Skye and Daisy on Golden Tails and Trails. Remember, I am here to help you lose weight, get fit and stay motivated on your running and Canicross journey. You're not doing this alone. If this episode made you smile, gave you a boost or helped you feel less stuck, share it with a friend who might love it too. And if you're ready for the next step, a taster session or the beginner's course, the links are waiting in the show notes. Keep moving, keep believing, and we'll see you on the next trail.